Everywhere, I got messages saying, what's up with the show? One to where you still got kids writing essays on 472. Shout out to Chris, he came through, came back there. And you go, okay. And she said,
okay, he done, he it's not money, baby. They don't need cash in their hands.
Right. So now with the fuck with that,
Regardless of the fact. You don't know. You don't know his fucking intentions.
Attention now. What are people? Listen, I'm gonna take my time down here. Right. I don't understand. When I try to conduct, come on. And I'm talking about my in-law niece. My niece, I done bought her.
Was born in the same place I was, but they decided to move along. They traveled here.
I had a homeboy, and I'm thinking about getting the motherfucker down. I'm trying to hold out. I want to get it done.
They both was the same, but once the money been through, and you just scripted this shit.
They got some diamonds in them. I need them to expect you to pay the bills, take care of their family, help you watch their nieces and nephews.
I'm cooking up. That's like I cook up with this nigga.
We're not asking a week. We not saying a week. We said a month.
Okay.
But do this or you do that. And so those are the.
You're talking about me like a dog. Stop it! Y'all good?
This is money. Anything cute. A bond.
For that. Because I'm talking about for me.
I take heed.
She might not even be in no legend.
Keep going.
Yeah, keep going.
So just keep moving, pushing.
Okay. And like what you said,
I think the sense of any kind of punishment, it should be kind of like, in a sense, be the result of it. Because I don't feel like
Yesterday's price is not today's price.
everywhere, I got messages saying, what's up with the show? One to where you still got kids writing essays on 472. Shout out to Chris, he came through, came back there. And you go, okay. And she said,
okay, he done, it's not money, baby. They don't need cash in their hands.
right. So now with the fuck with that,
Regardless of the fact. You don't know. You don't know his fucking intentions.
attention now. What are people? Listen, I'm gonna take my time down here. Right. I don't understand. When I try to conduct. Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is the Smartest Dumb People, and I'm the host, Anthony That Dude Johnson. And always, always, always to my left, Quando Rondo, my high school bud. We got special guests in the building today. Lamar, thank you for coming through, man. I appreciate you. He's a coach, he's a trainer, he's a dad, he's a great father. Then I got Lucky Luciano. Hey, listen, about Luck. Luck, his name is Lucky. But a lot of people won't believe this. He's actually really lucky. I ain't never met a motherfucker named Lucky that's actually lucky. You know, normally it's like a soliloquy. It's actually the opposite of what it's supposed to be. So look, this is the Smartest Dumb People, man. Quando Rondo, the fellas joining us today. Look, you got an event coming up, bro. What's the event again?
We got DJ Luke Nasty coming in for Easter weekend, April 16th.
Okay, and then it's for one day?
Yep, coming in Saturday. Gonna perform 11 o'clock at night. Doors open at 8. We at the Strut Lounge.
If you don't know who DJ Luke Nasty is, he's the one that sing I'm on the way. Girl, I'm on the way. I tried to play that song today for somebody, and you know, this corner they ain't know who he is, but I know who he is.
He got some more than that. He got some hits.
I don't listen to him specifically, but I know he's hot. Like at one point in time, those songs that he was coming out with is hot. He's coming to town. He'll be here Saturday. What time does the show start?
Show start at 11. Doors open up at 8. Also giving away 2 free tickets.
Let's go for the best comedy here.
No, for the first 2 people that share the post about the concert coming up. Tag 25 people. Just screenshot it and send me a message.
Free tickets, you can't beat that, man. Why not take advantage of free tickets and go see a free concert? Take your man with you, take your lady with you, have a good time, have some drinks, and chop it up with Luck. Smartest Dumb People be in the building too. If you want to chop it up with us,
Easter off,
yeah. If you want to chop it up with us, man, make sure y'all tap in. We'll be there too. So let's get the show started, man. Lamar, what you got going on, man? As far as in like what you doing right now, as far as in being a trainer, a coach. You got a team right now at the moment?
No, I'm just doing development, man. I'm taking our shorties in the community, man, and you know, I'm just giving them something that they need. You know, from a training standpoint, from an educational standpoint, just preparing them in their minds, man, to really go achieve higher heights. You know, a lot of people want to go play professional sports, and there's a lot of athletes that know how to get there, man. So I'm just here to help them get there.
Man, your son is a fucking stud. By the way, he's a senior yet?
No, he's sophomore.
Oh, he's a fucking stud. Matter of fact, your son was cold, and I want to say he played against my son. I think years ago he played against my son. I was like, what grade he in? He was like the 7th. My son was like in the fucking 10th grade or some shit, and his son was killing. I do remember that. Your son is a beast, and he only a sophomore?
Yep. So I did that, you know. I've been trying to educate people on the reclassification rule. We talk about reclass. We all know about reclass, but a lot of people don't really know what it can do for you in your career going forward, right? Because a lot of people graduate too early, and they may mature like 6 months later, right? But if you graduate, and let's say in 6 months you grow, you know, 2 or 3 inches, you already graduated, so you can't come back to school. So that's kind of what I was hoping with my boy, because he was a small shorty. And then age-wise, he kind of fit the criteria as far as what the state allowed. The state allowed certain rules for kids to reclass to compete in sports. And that's what our parents and our community don't know. We don't know the state rules, but we never had anybody to advocate for the state when it comes to sports.
Of course, yeah. Of course. But as far as in, like, you was talking about how you had, I know you dope, and I know you deep. You said you had merchandise. What kind of merchandise you got?
Just my shirts. I got T-shirts, hoodies. Just about the academy. You know, we have a non-profit. You know, so I'm always trying to get profit. You know what I'm saying, to get the shorties, you know, extra some swag. You know,
what's your non-profit organization called?
Results Academy.
Results Academy. How would they find you?
All you gotta do is Google it. Google Results Academy, or you can Google Lamar McMoores, and then you're gonna see a ton of information about it.
What's your panhandle on Instagram and Facebook?
Well, Facebook, you can just type in Results Academy. So okay. Same thing with Instagram, same thing with Twitter, all the social media outlets. You type in Results Academy. I paid for the name to be registered, so can't nobody else get it. I
ain't gonna lie, it's kind of weird. I got on them damn glasses. I need to see some faces. Yo, now to you, sir. What made you want to get into the party promoting shit, man? Because like I said, man, a lot of people, Luck a real dude, man, and I know him. Always had good character. Always stood on what he said, and he ain't just lucky, man. The dude got a hustle out of this world. What made you get into promoting?
Man, not much. It's always been the one that want to see people get together and, you know, have a good time. Our community, bring something to the city, you know, born and raised here, so you gotta have some type of entertainment.
And shout out to him, because when I was doing stand-up, he was the first person. Make sure y'all like and share, by the way. Make sure you fucking like and share. But when I was doing comedy, he did give me the, what is it called? Where you DJing? What's the shit where you come in there? I was supposed to be the motherfucker.
Oh, the host.
I was the host. I took a shot at that vodka. I shouldn't have did that. So I was the host of his show, and I appreciate him. I wound up not doing it because I had jitters and nerves, and it was my birthday and some other shit. Right. And I just wanted to kick it apart.
But you still kept it real, came through?
Yeah, I came through because, listen, man, LeRon got when I tell y'all, he got the realest niggas in his family. They all solid dudes, man. They always show love to me. They always, because they know I fuck with Ron. Like we family tied through LeRon. Luck fuck with me through LeRon, but we always had a good relationship, man. And I appreciate both of y'all brothers coming through, because like right now in this stage of the Smartest Dog People, man, we, like I said, we used to try to figure out a third cast member, but me and LeRon, we had a conversation and we like, nigga, we dope. We can have a different motherfucker on every show if we want to. And I like that y'all came through and chopped it up with us today, man. So what we're gonna do is get straight to the topic so we can have these conversations. First topic of the day. Luck, you didn't get to see the video, but Lamar did. First topic of the day. Would you rather have a future hoe, past hoe, or current hoe? Let's watch the video. We'll be right back.
When you look at your girl, everybody's
right. So now the focus regardless of the fact. You don't know. You don't know the fucking intentions.
Future now. What are people? Listen, I'm gonna take my time down here. Right. I didn't know this. When I try to conduct, come on. And I'm talking about my in-law niece. My niece, I done bought her.
I was born in the same place I was, but they decided to move along. They traveled.
I had a homeboy, and I'm thinking about getting the motherfucker down. I'm trying to hold it out.
I want to get it to
They both was
expect you to pay the bills, take care of their family, help you watch their nieces and nephews.
I'm cooking up. That's like I cook up with this nigga. Your question.
We not asking.
All right, y'all. So we had a little technical difficulties, man. We having a storm right now in the city, man, and the whole power cut out. So shout out to everybody that jumped back in here. This is the smartest dumb people, man. We just had a storm. We having a storm, and all of the power shut out. And I knew it was gonna happen. I almost canceled the show, but I'm like, gotta give the people what they want. They look forward to these Tuesdays. So look, let's get straight to it. Let's get back to the topic. Let's jump into it. Like I said, we have a thunderstorm going on right now, and the power cut out. Make sure y'all 12 motherfuckers in here like and share. We love y'all. Come on, man. Like and share. Let's get this chat jumping. Let's get to the topic. We got to play the video again. Sorry for everybody got to watch it again. But this is the actual video. Would you rather have a past hoe, current hoe, or whatever hoe?
When you look at your girl, everybody stop right now. Pause this shit and look at your girl. Look at the woman you going on a date with on Friday. Look at your ex-girl. Look at the girl you just left a date with. Look at your wife. When you look at her, when you look at your girl, you have a past hoe, you have a current hoe, or you have a future hoe. You have one of those three. Me, I take the past hoe because I don't need no woman who's going to go through a whole phase with me, right? And I don't need no woman that's going to be a hoe after we break up. Because a lot of the times, y'all get these chicks when they're young. Y'all be with them 5-6 years. As soon as y'all break up, she fucking everything that move. Trauma make women hoes. Nothing turn a woman to a hoe like some good old breakup trauma. But the good thing about a woman who's had that phase is typically they don't go back. Because they realize there's nothing really there. When you look at your girl, everybody stop.
All right, you call it breakup trauma, but I'm going to be honest with you. Anybody that watched our show, we've been doing this for a year and a half. Anybody that watched our show, I always say that the best wife would make a hoe. And the reason why, not a hoe, current hoe, but I'm saying like you got to go through shit in life. You got to, like the best women make women that was in long-term relationships and moved on and split up because they know how to cater to a man. They know how to treat a man. It's just experience, man. And the term past hoe, we ain't got to use that term, but anybody that's been ran through enough to know that it's time to settle down, just as a man does. A man go through those phases too. Men go through whole phases too and be like, man, this shit ain't where it's at. Shout out to LaRon. This shit ain't where it's at. I'm ready for one motherfucker.
Yep. Tired of them bitches. Well, I'm tired of them. I don't mind.
All I'm saying is it's okay. It's okay to focus on like going through your past and going through all the shit you go through. There gotta become a point and stage in your life. Like me, like sex ain't as important as it used to be. You know what I'm saying? But like I had enough experiences with sex to where like a motherfucker being able to cook, hang around me, have a conversation with me, cuddle. That shit's different than
foundation.
Just
you gotta build on foundation.
Yeah. You can't just be hunching on motherfucker all day like a fucking rabbit. No, like I want to sit down and like have a conversation with you, and I want to get to know your wants and needs and your likes and your.
How long does that conversation last?
See, because you still in that stage. See, but listen, you also athletic to the motherfucker in this shape, man. These niggas that's drinking this Cavassier and this vodka, man. I just spoke for you. I shouldn't have did that. But me personally, man, I'm being honest with you. Like I changed in a lot of ways, and it definitely came from experience. Like I just want to be treated right. You know what I mean? Like as crazy as that sounds, like. Men want to be treated.
That's what all men deserve too, man. They think all women deserve a good man. Shit, all men, shit, we deserve some good women.
Look, you just gotten a good relationship too. You doing good.
I'm ringed up.
You married?
Not yet, but it's
but
coming.
It's coming. Okay, Because you was going through some shit, and then you found a motherfucker that's like, come on, I'll show you how to do this shit. You know what I mean? That's all a man want. But I can't speak for all men because we don't get that. A lot of us don't get that. But I'm just saying, like, whole phases, I get what the man was saying as far as he was saying, like, is it better to date a woman that never experienced anything, or is it better to date a woman that has experiences? In my personal opinion, you got to go through shit to really understand who you are as a person. Like I was telling Dede, I can't believe I used to sell drugs. I never will again, but I can't believe at one point in time in my life, I thought that's what I needed to do. Now when a motherfucker offered me a fucking Motherfucker could offer me 100 kilos tomorrow, I would turn it down. Just because I know the fear of what it put me through. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say all of us will turn it down because I can't speak for all of us. But I can speak for myself. I just know that my experiences in life won't allow me to sell drugs anymore. So again, we can speak on past hoes from people fucking or being mistreated or being beat up or whatever the case may be. At the end of the day, you need experiences to know who you are as a human being, and a lot of us don't have them. And I'm definitely victim to it because like my relationship was 21 years. So like. And then you come out here and you be like, there really is pee in this motherfucking food. You know what I'm saying? So, but you might as well just be part of the people to begin with to know what you want. I don't want that. I want some fresh water. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, shit deeper than what people might take from that. So let me get some of these comments. Maxwell said, not every woman goes through a whole phase. A woman giving someone else goodies won't make a man regret leaving her. Respect is attractive. Let's see here. Rodrigo said a pass hoe is the best hoe. Yeah. That's crazy as fuck. He toxic as fuck.
That's what I want to comment on.
Y'all don't think so?
Man, we gotta comment on because the thing is we got a pass hoe, present hoe, right? Personally, I want a pass hoe.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Because what a pass hoe gonna bring you, it's gonna bring you experience. You don't want none of this new shit going around here nowadays. Because like I have kids, you know what I'm saying, and my children is in the 20s. I have my oldest is in the 20s, and so when you look at they females and how they move, I always try to put myself in the perspective on how they move and like how I move. I think we can do that now with our kids. You know what I'm saying? If you got a kid that's in the 20s, you know, I'm not even over 40 yet. So I gotta be able to relate.
Man, don't say that shit like we ain't go to high school together, bro.
We did. You're close. I didn't want to say it.
This nigga said that like we ain't go to high school together. He said,
we're close.
Currently,
we're close.
About 42. Nigga, you 1 year when you gotta be 35.
1 year.
How old are you?
Let me get my 1 year.
That's what he just said.
Can I get my 1 year, bro?
He sounded like he was so young. Like I ain't 40 yet. Nigga, you on the cusp. You 6 months away from 40.
That's close.
Hey, don't go through that midlife crisis. That was a midlife crisis shit right there. I accept I'm old as fuck. Like I tell motherfuckers I'm old as fuck, and I'm happy because like we're told we ain't gonna even make it to see 21.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like I remember at one point talking to my homeboys in the club, hugging and crying, talking about we made it just to be 20, and here we are at 41 years old, 39 years old,
40 to new 20, man.
Man, I tried that shit, but Jay-Z was lying on the motherfucker. I'm old than the motherfucker. Fingers don't work right. Nigga, none of this shit work right. Make sure you like and share. We got 19 motherfuckers here. Like and share.
Gotta get in
don't be coming here being that
gym. Yeah,
gotta get in that. No, he definitely is.
You get in that gym for a month, you gonna be wanting to shoot that jump shot in a minute.
You know what's funny is a lot of our, not to change the subject at all, but a lot of our cats from our generation, like with Jay, him, Rick, we had a bunch of great basketball players at South High.
Yeah.
A bunch. Motherfuckers, Luck was cold.
That era period. That era.
Luck was cold. Corey, I ain't never think Corey was good. I'm just gonna call it out. Shit. Corey was not good. He just had good defense.
Yeah, he like your level. Ron Artest.
But that's what he did. Luck had the crossover. What was that shit he used to do, man? That shit used to piss me off, man. But all right, so we got off topic. Make sure you like and share. I want to see that shit. All right, let me get some of these comments. Let's see here. Rodrigo said, let me see what Brandy said. Brandy said, how about not wanting no hoe? Laugh out loud. Like I said, we're using the term hoe as if it's a bad thing, but what we really mean is experience. Yeah. Like, I want to clarify that. Like, to most men, the more bodies a woman has, she's a hoe. But in reality, the bodies could actually be experienced. Because you got to know, like, there's women out there that got dogged by niggas and told they vulnerable to the world. So they told every day, I love you, oh, you're beautiful, oh, I got this, and they're vulnerable to the world. They're going to be used by 10 men in a year. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't understand, like, these motherfuckers is wolves out here. And I'm going to tell you whatever I want to tell you to get some pussy. That's the way men think. I was saying, and shout out to LB, I miss him for that because he would be the first one to tell you. A motherfucking man will tell you whatever you want to hear to get some pussy up out of you. And then that's what women have to understand. So I try to break it down to what I'm going to do with my daughter is explain to her, like, you ain't been through enough to know what you want in life. I say the same thing to my son. Like, I'm like, son, I know you got a girl with you. Me and my son be having some deep conversations, and we had one last night, and I was just trying to explain to him, like, you don't know what life is yet.
We didn't either when we was younger. And think about that. We didn't know what life was either when we was 18, 19, and 20.
Facts.
So we was running according to what our environment put out there. Like whatever the homies was on, we was on that. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
We didn't know either. A lot of us didn't have that guidance. We didn't have the figures, the mom and the dad to kind of give us that blueprint on how to move. So we're gonna go based on what energy is put out there. If the homies is doing this, I'm going with the homies. Because this is more interesting than what's at home. You
But
know
that's our trauma. Like, me and Kent was talking about on last show. Kent said that we just have to be okay with not being okay.
Right.
And that, as the gun situation with LeBron. Look, I can speak for you, and I want to know your opinion on this as we're talking about experience and just life in general. You being from where you come from, a lot of people don't know this. Like, Luck had money at 18 years old. You know what I'm saying? And had nice cars and all this shit. Do you feel like you was a product of your environment, or do you feel like you would have been that way if your mom and your dad not taking jabs at your parents? I don't know your parental situation, but do you think that you would have been the same cat if you lived in Beverly Hills?
No, I'd definitely be different. It's definitely the environment.
Yeah, like the environment is what forced us to just become these motherfuckers, these creatures that were not even real. Like, so that's the same way with experiences. We talking about women, would you rather date a hoe? Or I'm saying, like, sometimes you gotta accept, like, she might have sucked 10 dicks because all 10 dicks. No, listen, bro. No, it's a facts to that. It's a facts to that. Let me explain to you. I'll explain to you why. She might have sucked 10 dicks. Not that, pause. But every dick that she sucked, they probably told her they was gonna change her life. They probably told her, but she's just a product of her environment. If she's around nothing but wolves and she's just a fucking sheep, you know what I'm saying? Then you get a wolf that know how to disguise as a sheep but want to show you what it's like to be a wolf, then that's different. We have to understand that all human beings in all facets of life are really just products of their environment. Yeah. If I'm being beat on every day at home, I'm probably going to beat my child. If I'm being molested at home, I'm probably going to molest my child. Unless, because we can have this conversation too, you're ready to change the generational curse. Exactly. Trust me, bro, my family don't talk to me to this day right now because I'm ready to change the generational curse. Exactly. So what happens is the family that's not willing to change that curse, they'll cut you off. You will become the black sheep. A lot of the black sheeps are just the people that don't want to do what my grandma and my grandpa did to you. I don't want to do it. So, bruh, product of your environment, hands down, with the whole shit. That's so we can get to some real conversation now. Let me get a couple more of these comments before we get to the next topic. Venk said, I didn't know Luck Hoop. Shit. Man, you better go check it out. You ain't got no footage?
No footage.
Okay. Man, listen. My mama, I had some footage. You niggas be playing with me.
I
had some footage. Huh?
Come on,
Big Wilder. He
said,
yeah. You know you can pull it up on your phone and see all the comments. Luck don't want to see the comments, man. He old school nigga. So listen here. Let me see what Brandy said. She said, you learn from others people's experiences as well. You don't have to always go it to learn. But all right, so I'm just saying, like, as people, like I said, as human beings, if I grew up in a trailer park and I washed my tank top and my friends wash their tank top 3 days a week, and I come out looking all dusty and dirty, like 9 times out of 10 I would be just like that. Like, all I'm saying is being a product of your environment matters. And shout out to you, man, because like I said, what you're doing with your son is incredible, and I pray, bro. I don't give a fuck. I pray your son make it to the league and do everything we should have did, because so many people don't understand the value in, like, trying to explain to my son, like, this is the route you have to take. I struggle with my son every day. My son, I tell him, I say, son, you need to buy a new car. You put too much money in that car. Don't tell me how to move, Dad. I'm going to pay Midas $1,000. And I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, so there's some kids or some young men that are bullheaded and want to learn on their own. And I was the parent I was so on him at this point. Me and him is like this, because he loved me, but he know I'm not going to break, and he like, it's time for me to not break. But eventually, I'm going to tell you what's going to happen with me and my son. Eventually, my son is going to realize, damn, my dad really loved my ass. I just didn't know how to reciprocate that shit, because I'm doing everything to him that my dad didn't do for me. Now, my dad was a good man. but he was not a good father. Okay, and there's a difference. A man can go to work every day, provide for his family, and do all those things, but a good father's gonna go outside and play softball with you and play the video game with you and be involved in your real personal life. So I can honestly say that as a man, I failed my son in some ways because he's obviously wanting to learn to be a man. But in multiple ways, I've shown him how to be a father. Like, I showed him, like, what love is. I'm a great father. But as far as from the aspect of, like, teaching him how to, like, my son is stubborn, man. I don't know how to explain it, and I know for a fact he's watching this, so I'm not going to go too hard on it.
But that's all that matters, though. Because I just want to speak to that because I get a lot of people kind of, you know, showing me love about my boy. But if you just take the sports out of it, my role as a father is to make sure that he and my other children is set up to be productive citizens. As a man, if they choose to have children, then as a father. The sports is the extra shit. That's the extra shit.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? So I've always appreciated people who show me love because the environment, the product being a part of the environment, I'm the same product. We from the same streets, went to the same high schools, just like everybody else. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
So you talk about being a part of the environment, I'm just gonna be honest since I'm on the show. Every time we talk about hearing about product of environment, there's some negative connotation to that. Like the environment is always gotta be negative. It don't have to be negative. The environment is positive because that's what makes you for who you are.
But you were this man, though. So you're 39 years old, right?
Right.
At some point in your life, so when I say product of your environment, maturity plays a factor in that as well. So what I mean by that is that you are a product of your environment during your learning stages. So I should reiterate that because I like what you said. Right. So what I mean by that is that during my learning stages, I did what I thought I was supposed to do.
Right.
When I matured, I realized, like, niggas making fun of my Prince sweater, I don't give a fuck. I like my Prince sweater.
But even when you mature, you still learning. So even we're gonna always learn in the environment. It's some people is mature enough to learn to get out of situations. Like you said, you hustled in a minute.
Yeah.
But you was mature enough to get out of your hustle.
I didn't mature enough to get out of my hustle. I was robbed and didn't have no income or no plug to run to. So eventually I matured as a man. I had to go to work and I realized that shit was stupid to begin with.
But you matured though. It was an event that had you.
But if that event didn't happen, so let's speak on this. Okay. If that event didn't happen, I still probably would have been a product of my environment. There's niggas that sell drugs and go to jail. That changes their life. They come home and like, man, I can't be doing that shit. Like the only difference was I was robbed and took it for everything I had. So I had no choice but to go out there and work like an average citizen. And while I was working, I realized, damn, I really was stupid. I could have died behind that shit. And I don't want to keep. Yeah. But I'm just saying, like, I like what you said because you're 100% right. But I'm gonna be honest with you. During your adolescent years, and your learning stages of being a young man, young female, or whatever the case may be, you are definitely a product of your environment. And the only way you can change that is either through a great mentor or maturity itself. There's nothing. Listen, bro. Right. There's kids out there that literally are in jail right now for murder just because their friend said murder him, and they wanted to fit in with that. LeBron said that. I said, I don't even remember that, but if I did, I'm pretty sure I used to tell lies as a kid because I just wanted to fit in. LeBron's mom had a business. LeBron had all the nice shit.
That's still environmental. That's still environmental.
Yeah, but I was a kid.
The big homie is telling this kid, you need to go do this for the hood in the environment. It's still an environment. So you might do it as a 12-year-old, but when you turn 17, you're going to realize what you did at 12 in the environment, it wasn't right. So you got the option to choose how to mature. It don't matter if it's the big homie helping you mature or
you said a mentor.
Right, but the environment is going to mature you.
Big homie is mentor.
Right, but I'm saying, we're talking about maturing in the environment. Like we all grew up in a neighborhood. It don't matter if it was a Crip neighborhood or a blood neighborhood. It was a neighborhood that was destructive, right? It was a neighborhood to where our parents didn't own any property in that neighborhood. You feel what I'm saying? So it don't matter if it's a blood neighborhood or a Crip neighborhood. It's a neighborhood where our people, our ancestors had no ownership. That's the environment that we live in. So we practice the same type of acts that environment brings. It don't matter again if you're a blood or a Crip.
I don't know if I'm slow or he said exactly what the fuck I'm saying.
You know, you said I'm helping you put it in perspective.
Because I'm saying, like you said, what you said was, and this is why this is a debate show. What you said was the environment doesn't always make, and I'm like at your adolescent stages, I can psychologically we can Google it, we can look it up psychologically. It definitely matters, the product environment. But I was understanding what you were saying because you got two other options. You have a mentor, which could be a big homie trying to tell you don't do that, which you are, big homie.
Right.
And we can have those mentors help us. Like I said, I'm trying to be big homie father to my son and tell him like you can't make the mistakes that I made. I know what it's like to do this and that. But some kids don't have that, so they're growing on their own. Just like a young man don't have a father like you to this how you dribble. No, you don't do the crossover like this. That shit all is impactful to a child, and it's still him being a product of his environment, because he can have a terrible crossover, or he can have a father, which could be a mentor or a big homie, to say, no, you're doing the crossover wrong, this is how you do it. I'm just saying, like, I love it. We can talk about this all day. I appreciate you, but I feel like we're on the same page. But I feel like as a young man, for me, I can speak for me, and like I said, when I seen the luxuries and the shit Luck had, I wanted to, like, low key, like, he had shit that I wanted, but I didn't. That's when I started hustling. Like, when I was seeing niggas, my peers getting shit that I ain't had, riding on gold Daytons, and I still remember the motherfucking Explorer. I'm like, this nigga pulling up in the Explorer TVs. I want that. And then but I was a product of my environment, because I'm seeing what hustlers is doing. I was like Ace Boogie, basically. I was just like,
when you come up with no dad, no father figure, you kind of got to learn everything on your own too, though.
Yeah.
Your mom can only teach you so much. Without a father, man, you really got to get it out the mud, like they say.
Let me get some of these comments, man, because we've been neglecting the fans. I apologize. All right, so JR said, you can live in the best environment and still not make the best choices in the environment. Shout out to LB. LB used to say that all the time. LB said he had homeboys that moms and dads was doctors, that they would still be down in the hood talking about their gang members and shit like that, which is very possible. I'm not saying it ain't. Shout out to Brandy. Brandy said, you are not always a product of an environment. There's always choices. I grew up in a rough environment and had no parts of it then nor now. Well, you're also she's right, but Brandy was quiet. I know her personally. We grew up in the projects. She was quiet and she was a woman. So with women, their situation is different. Yeah. Like, they don't have the masculine gene to want to be tough or want to do street shit. They just want to love a street motherfucker. So I ain't gonna say it, but
But because this is about it, because you got your suburban and then you got your inner city. Either you indoors or you outdoors. You talk about the environment. You talk about you could be indoors,
right,
or you could be outdoors. A lot of us was outdoors. If you play sports, you was outdoors.
Yeah, for sure.
If you was a hustler, you was outdoors.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So being a product of your environment, just like now, I'm still a product of my environment. So I'm trying to change it in a way that's going to better suit the next generation.
You are mature. The point.
Exactly.
The point I'm trying to make is we had to go through the bumps and the bruises and the scratches and the scrapes and all that shit to say, I don't want this for my child.
Right.
But take away me going through those same adversities, I would be a different man.
Somebody said the worst kids be living in the suburbs. What do you think about that? You agree with that?
Them the sneaky ones. Them the sneaky ones.
Very possible. Very possible.
Them the ones that's doing the Columbine. And
I'm glad you said that. We got to segue, man. It's time to move to the next topic.
My bad.
Next topic. New York was shot up today. The New York subway. We got the actual clip. I want to warn everybody. This video is actually graphic. You might gotta go to the bathroom.
No, I've seen that.
All right. So this is the actual video. It's a minute clip. Let's watch what happened in New York today. So 10 people were shot. 18 people were injured at the last time I checked on it. I don't know how many casualties or anything like that, but as far as I know, 10 people were shot, 18 people were injured. So basically, a dude walked in with a construction fleece on and a gas mask, and he put like the gas bomb. He let off a gas bomb to where people couldn't see, and he started shooting them. He exits the fucking train after he shot up all of these people. Man, listen, we'll talk about this in a second. Let's watch it. But like I said, this is a very graphic video of people. So we'll be
Department. Multiple injuries at the scene, several undetonated devices discovered at the scene, which we just mentioned. New York Fire Department says it's responded to the scene and found multiple people injured, several undetonated devices.
All right, so that's the actual video, man, of what happened in New York today, man. Sad shit, bro. In my personal opinion, man, and people need to understand this. Mental illness is real, and it's alive and well. And the problem with what's going on, we're so desensitized by just murder in general, we're losing track of the people that slipping through the cracks that need help mentally. You know, because any motherfucker that wants to shoot up a subway is mentally ill for sure and sick in the head. And you know what's crazy is I made a post today and I said, could you imagine being already mad you gotta get the fuck up and go to work and you waiting for a fucking train and you got $2 in your pocket, you don't know how you're gonna eat lunch, and all of a sudden you in this gas chamber and getting shot at? Man, like, I said this also on the post today. I said a motherfucker that said life is a bitch or some shit never really lived, because just to be alive is a blessing. And right after I say that, motherfuckers are getting shot on the train. So every day you wake up, I don't care what the situation is, man, understand we blessed, bro. Yeah. That's what I was telling you, like I don't give a fuck about 52 right now. I'm happy to be 52 because people die every day for the most random reasons. A child died off the fucking road. Huh?
When you turn 52.
I said if I was, I would be proud to. Motherfucker died off the roller coaster. Motherfucker died off the roller coaster just trying to go on an adventure ride. So listen, people die every day for the craziest things. Right. Learn to love your people, be happy, and be blessed. But as far as in the New York situation, I'm telling you, what saddens me the most about the New York situation is, like, there's people killing random people.
Right.
Like, even in gang violence, it's random, but it's with an act of some sort of vengeance. You know what I'm saying? Like some sort of revenge and Bloods and Crips and gangs and vice, all this shit. To be a random stranger just waiting for a bus to get shot down by anybody, or so, it's I don't even know how to feel, because like with me on the show, my guys think I'm emotional all the time. Like Rob be looking at me like when your girlfriend crying, you don't know what to say. That's what LeBron do with me all, like right now. He's like, I don't know what to say about the mental illness shit, dog. But me, I just feel like it's a touchy subject, because I know people that are mentally sick and they've never gotten help. They like one of my sisters, not my blood sisters, but one of my sisters, have mental illness really bad, and we tried, and they tried to get her into a facility to get her help, and she won't go. So here she is in the middle of the street, you know, fighting people and doing all this weird shit. But what do? There needs to be a system set up for when somebody is mentally sick. I don't give a fuck what the situation is. You assess the situation as a psychologist or a psychiatric evaluation or whatever the case may be, and you say, this motherfucker is not right to be out here on the streets.
But how can you have a system to fix your mental issues? If this is new to you, if you have a new mental issue with you, whatever it is, what system is out there to help you out? Because you're your own person. You self-made. You your own. Your problems is your own. So what system is out there is going to get you?
But that's where America is failing it. All right, so I'm glad you said that, and I'll break it down to you. This is where the government is failing it. In Russia, there's people trying to evacuate. 52 people that was trying to evacuate Russia or Ukraine, and they was murdered by Russia. Okay, right. So we can take lives, but we can't save lives. So understand what you just said to me. You said, like, how can I convince you to do better with yourself? You're self-made. All right, so if I'm self-made, who made the decision to kill those 52 people on a fucking train that was trying to get out of Ukraine? My point is that the government always had control. So they pick and choose when they want control. Because the easiest thing to do when it comes to mental illness is say, I don't give a fuck, he out there with a sign with $5. No, do the same thing you do when you're putting these kids in drafts. Do the same thing you're doing when you're murdering innocent women and children. Fix it. It's fixable. We just need to be able to say, the government comes in and say, all right, come on, Tony, you ain't right. Come on.
Yeah, they had that at St. Joe. They said drop you off, and then you got too many motherfuckers got dropped.
That's my point. Right. That's my point. So the most expensive You're right, and this is the problem. The most expensive thing that's going on in our government, in our systems right now, is they don't want to deal with mental illness. That's why they turn them away so fucking easy. My brother, I love him to death. The motherfucker, he needs help mentally. You understand what I'm saying? So what I never understood is why take him out of that.
Well, I just want to say, because with mental health, it's a big issue, but you got to understand mental health. It got something to do with your brain. It got something to do.
Of course.
It got something to do with the way your brain is processing things. So everybody's different in that. Your brain is different from mine. So when you talk about mental health, health is healthy. Healthy is good, right? So when you talk about the mental piece, if you eliminate stress is what people. That's a subjective word. Stress is what. It's an outlet. It's an excuse to get to the medicine. The word stress is an excuse to get to the medicine.
So you don't believe in mental health is what it sounds like?
No, I don't. I don't believe in mental health. I don't believe in stress.
Oh, that shit real as fuck.
No. What I believe, what I know is that we all go through things, right? And we need each other to get rid of the things that we kind of boil up. Have you ever boiled up something in your body, or have you ever kept something in?
I like Will Smith. I like Will Smith.
Longer than you needed to.
Yeah, but all right, but that's different. That's called frustration. That's an emotion.
But that's what the shooter could have been
part
on.
of stress.
Exactly. The shooter could have been on that.
I'm not saying the shooter.
You see what I'm saying?
The shooter could have been mad he lost his job.
Right.
But if we're speaking of mental illness, there's a difference. Because I know people that's schizophrenic. I know people that's bipolar. I work with people that have real
branches though.
It's branches. It's a subjective word. Schizophrenic, all these behavior disabilities, honestly, they are subjective words in one category. It's in one category because there still is a healing process in the category. You still got to find.
So can you heal a motherfucker with schizophrenia?
You can.
No.
Why can't you?
You can't.
You can't.
You Dr. Sebi books or some shit.
There you go. You can't do it with a chemical.
Dr. Sebi was good at physical health. He was not good at mental health.
He was good at talking to people. That's the cure of mental health is talking to people.
That's called a motivational speaker.
That's true too. Think about like you said, motivation gets you out of a stressful moment to a positive moment. That's why it's called motivation.
That's not necessarily true though. Like if a person is depressed, right? Depression is real.
Right.
So if a person is depressed and you're gonna bring in motherfucking, what's the Tony dude? What's the motherfucker I listen to all the time? I can't think of his name off the bat because I'm a little tipsy. But when you say that, when you say a motivational speaker can't get a motherfucker that's depressed out of bed just because they're a motivational speaker. Depression is an actual diagnosis of what's going on in a person's brain.
That's what they want you to know. So you mean tell me if there's a tool out there?
I knew you scared me with the fucking beads on your neck. I knew you scared me. I was like, oh, I knew he scared me.
Bro, look, this is a whole other conversation because it's fool's gold. We know what fool's gold is. And our people that look like you and me, we being fooled. We being fooled from medicine. Okay,
I can agree with that. We need CMOS, we need things like that. I agree. But
it's a whole lot.
But that's from the physical aspect. Okay. And I need you to understand that mental illness is not curable. It's chemicals in the brain. It's a chemical imbalance in the brain.
We're not chemical made though. Nothing about you is chemical.
Your brain has chemicals in it. No.
It don't.
Time out. I'm about to break it down because I get what you're saying.
Go ahead.
I shouldn't use the word chemical. We can use. I'm just telling you what the legal term is. It's chemical imbalance.
That's why
right?
You keep going back to that.
But I'm telling you, that's the only word I would know. But there's motherfucking psychologists out there that will give you the correct term.
That's the wrong term. Just because they got a paper, I have a paper too. I have like the highest degree that you can get. But that don't matter because of who I am, because of the color of my skin.
Man,
you see what I'm saying?
You crazy if you think you can cure depression with a plant.
With a plant? No, cure. It ain't no cure.
It's not hormones. Shout out to Sam that said it's called hormones.
And we're not saying it is what I'm fucking cure from. We saying it ain't no medicine that's gonna cure.
No medicine.
That's not gonna cure.
It's like what depression. It's like what me and you doing. Like you see, like I'm loving on you. You loving on I'm loving on you. You loving on me.
Even that ain't gonna cure it.
Nah, it'll get you. It'll get you in the stage.
Shout out to JR. I mean, shout out to Rodrigo. Rodrigo said people don't get the proper treatment if they got something wrong until they go to jail. Rodrigo, I need you to answer this question. So, do you believe in mental illness from a real standpoint? He got PTSD. He said it. He's been, man. This is one of our most loyal fans in here. One of our most loyal family members in here, and he said it since day one. He got PTSD.
Okay.
And PTSD technically is not born with imbalance.
Yeah.
Like that's something that's
trauma. That's trauma.
Yeah, it's
trauma.
different.
Right.
But there's people in the world that are born just like there are people that's born with 2 fingers. There's people that's born with no legs. There's people that's born with they're not capable of understanding right from wrong. There's people that like. There's all these different facets of just being a human being or being born. So when I say depression, or when being depressed or schizophrenia or bipolar disease is no different than a person that don't have no legs. That's what they were born with. That's not something they can control. But you said that, well, brother, he was strict. I get that because I like.
But look though, a person that ain't got no legs, what name do you get at? If you look at somebody that ain't got no legs, exactly, he ain't got no legs. So why do we gotta put schizophrenic? Why do we gotta put these names? Because where do the names come from?
All right, so a motherfucker that got no legs and a motherfucker that got no arms. Motherfucker ain't got no legs is no legs. Motherfucker that ain't got no arms is no arms.
They're amputees. They're ampu-fucking-tees.
All right, that's the generalized. But I'm trying. But I'm trying to say this to you, like the we got to get rid of because I know what you own, bro. I've dealt with. I'm sort of there, but like I understand reality. I'm like the surface thing. You can't come out and know it's a real thing. You can't do that. Go back in the water and know
there is something, but you can't do nothing if somebody's born with no legs. Yeah, we wasn't on that.
Nobody born with schizophrenia. LeBron, you work with clients. Yeah. You know that like these people have mental.
Okay, but we don't want to look at them like that. We want to look at them as a regular person. We can't look at a person who's born with no legs as a regular person because we can see it. They don't have no legs. We have legs.
So if a nigga say to me, if a nigga come in the room right now and say, man, my grandma on there tripping and his grandma died 10 years ago. Yeah. It's no different than a nigga walking out with no legs. I was like, nigga, your grandma ain't in the room. Yes, she is. She's sitting on the bed. Yeah. What's the difference? Bro, like I get what you're saying because a lot of these young men, these young, strong black men that's watching these Dr. Sebi videos, which I kind of
they're imbalanced. They're mentally imbalanced somewhere. Yeah.
I'm just saying like we have to realize that this mental illness shit is not. It's not a government-made thing. It's just.
But the thing is, I'm not saying. When I'm talking about, I'm talking about us right here. I'm not talking about people with physical imbalances that was born that fucking way. This is not what the fuck. That's where the conversation went a whole 360. We talking about. Us when you talking about mental illness.
Well, somebody shot the
you went around the whole world, bro.
Shot around. We just talked about somebody shot up the subway. He said,
I understand
what you said
that,
originally? You said that, bro, there is no such thing as mental illness. And I was like, what the fuck? And I'm an advocate for mental illness because
I am too.
And I'm an advocate for it because I dealt with it hands-on with my own family members. I've dealt with it hands-on with the clients I work with. I'm an advocate for it because I know there really is.
They are when you're born.
It's a connotation like this. I worked in DHHS in many fields, from autistic kids to behavioral disability kids. You never want to label a disabled kid or anybody with behavior disability as what the doctors diagnose them with.
And that's all I want. Exactly. That's the point I was on.
You want to look at every individual as I look at you, and you. I value you for who you are, not for no name that a doctor don't label you as. Because my role is to build a relationship with you for who you are.
Well, that's not what you said, though.
That's what I said.
You said
y'all went around the whole circle.
And I was like, I believe in mental illness.
Yeah, so that's me not believing in it when I say that. You see what I'm saying? That's really.
All right, so Ron, you got to hear what he just said because it's very important to the 20-minute argument we just had on it. He just said he don't believe in mental illness.
Yeah, and he
said, do you believe in mental illness?
He's saying as people like us sitting right here, as normal people, there is mental illness as in people that's born with disabilities.
Right.
But as far as street trauma and
Yeah, mental illness.
Right.
You can get that from
Right.
wars or a whole bunch of stuff.
But it's
that's trauma.
That's trauma.
Yeah, I'm about to say that's
trauma.
But
That ain't.
That's not mental.
That's not mental illness.
It can turn into that.
It can.
That's what
trauma.
PTSD is. PTSD is the trauma from what you experienced in war.
And that shit, like if you get bumped on your fucking head fighting and you fucked up in your head.
Yeah.
That's not.
Or hitting some bad shit or
Yeah,
something like that.
Or
is that mental illness too? When people, people we see walking on the street,
that's mental illness. That's chemical.
Exactly.
That's a chemical imbalance.
Exactly.
But it changed their whole life.
Yeah, and it will. But
So,
that's not.
all right, what about PJ? We used to hang around PJ.
PJ got bumped on his head. Supposedly hurt.
No, he did some bad drugs. I heard.
He did.
I heard it was a little bit of both.
He got a most of some bad.
And that motherfucker was walking around 24th Street talking to himself.
Yeah,
That's the
but guess
game
what?
we used to hang with.
But he'll recognize you if you know you though.
No,
But
So
guess
that's not
what?
mental health.
But guess
no, I
what?
didn't recognize him.
But guess what? Was PJ normal when we used to
No,
skip
I didn't realize
school? Was PJ normal when we skipped school every day?
Yeah.
Okay, he was normal.
He was normal. So
But he might have been, all right, so again, with mental illness, we about to be done.
He's mental.
But
He's
with
mental illness because he got bent on his head and he started smoking and chemical imbalance. It's a double negative. So he was double crazy at that point in
But
time.
Ron, a person that has these mental illnesses, sometimes they don't get them until they're older in life. I don't know if y'all know this. I know people.
PJ wasn't crazy when he was posting you up and wrapping you down and in the hook.
Right,
Hook shot on you. Talking big shit. Talking logical shit to you.
After school, kick the beat. He was on kick the beat.
Talking shit, rapping. The man was a normal
He
man.
was normal like us, right?
He got lost. He got lost in the sauce when he just. And
But that could be any one of us. If you're not led by the right people, you can be led right into a trap of the wrong shit. That's any one of us. If you're not surrounded by people that's solid, you know what I'm saying? You can be led into the wrong shit, man. And that's just what happens.
I'm gonna be honest with you. As dope as you is, bro, because it wouldn't be the show if we don't say it the right way. And I think it might be because I've been doing it for a while now. You contradicted yourself a couple times because you just said if you're not led in the right way, you're gonna be led. That's what we just talking about. What was that? Product in your environment.
Yeah.
That's the same difference, right?
No.
If you're not, say what you just said again. I'll rewind the tape.
Yeah, please.
Say it. I can't rewind it to
I don't contradict.
All right, no, but I'm gonna tell you what you said. Say it again.
I said,
okay.
What I'm saying is we talking about a fella, right? I don't want him to say the name because we kind of exposing this man. Because I don't want to do that.
Man, is he
but what I'm
around
saying,
still?
I hope so.
I hope so too.
I love that man.
Prayers, yeah.
But what I'm trying to say is we're not born with that. If he's not born with that, our environment introduces us to things that can get us to those subjective words like schizophrenic and all those words.
So you talking about you're not
because he wasn't like that at first. There was no label on that man. But when you see him at a gas station with all his clothes off, wanting to take the snow off of your windshield, you don't picture him as a 10th grader in high school. You're like something wrong with this dude.
But again, what if the mental illness grew on him as he got older, just like Alzheimer's?
It wasn't a mental illness. He got a hold of something. It was a substance. It was a chemical substance.
No, for sure.
That's any one of us. Anytime you put a chemical substance in your body, there's no way you know how it's going to act.
That's why I don't. That's why I don't do drugs besides alcohol.
There's no way.
Like as bad as I want to, I said to myself, I want to do edibles because like I don't like drinking. I'm tired of drinking, but I drink to go to sleep or I drink to be social. But I'm like, maybe I should try edible. But if I try edible, is it gonna come with fentanyl in it? Then I'm like, nah. Well, I don't know because I never did a drug ever in my life. I've never done a drug to where I'm willing to take a chance with an edible or anything like that. I just want to be able to function in a calm manner, which normally involves liquor. I don't smoke, but if I did, that would be a coping mechanism. And like that's where I'm at in life, so I'm scared of that shit. Like you said, the chemical imbalance, what happened to him is what I worry about because like all it takes is get some bad shit and you fuck. So everybody that smoke or anybody that does any type of alcohol,
people
like even
dropping by the day nowadays.
Yeah. So
every other week, somebody that we know, a good motherfucker is dead.
Yeah.
Hey guys,
handle your business.
Now it's time to say goodbye to all my Negro friends and Caucasians. Look, this is the smartest dumb people. Anthony, that dude, Johnson, Quando Rondo,
Yeah.
Lamar in the building. Look, give them your panhandle and let them know what you got going on before we get up out of here.
Man, we at the Strut, April 16th, Easter weekend. We got DJ Luke Nasty. The nastiness about to
I'm
go
on the way.
Bring your ass if y'all want to see us. Shit, we there.
Lamar, give your panhandle to your non-profit organization one more time.
Oh,
bro.
we on all the social media platforms. You know, just look up Results Academy. You will see everything we got going on. If you a parent, you trying to get your youth to go to the league of any kind, I'm gonna keep it real with you. You need to get them with some additional training, not just the skill work. Get them with speed, agility, strength building, all that good stuff that's gonna make them all real around athletes.
And I want to say this before we get out of here. Even though me and you didn't agree a lot tonight, man, I know you're a brilliant mind. Listen, brilliant minds don't always agree. You know what I'm saying? Coach didn't agree with motherfucking Louis Vuitton. It's just a part of life. But we all can be dope. And shout out to you for coming on the show, bro. You're welcome to come anytime you want because we don't have nobody in that seat at this point. We did a casting call, but like I said, me and Laurent took the other route. I just want you to know that you're always welcome to come join us when you just want to sit and chop the shit with us because these people ain't going to stop being fools every day, and it's going to happen, and we're going to have topics. Look, this is the smartest dumb people. Anthony, that dude, Johnson, Quando, Rondo, our special guest. Y'all have a good night.
Yesterday's price is not today's price.
We win. I got messages saying, what's up with the show? 1 to where you still got kids writing essays on 472. Shout out to Chris, he came through.
Came back there. And you go, okay. And she said,
Okay, he done. He turned. It's not money, baby. They don't need cash in their hands.
Right. So now we fuck with that.
Regardless of the fact. You don't know. You don't know his fucking intentions.
Internet, black art people. Listen, I'm gonna take my time down here. Right. I didn't understand.
When I try to conduct,
Come on.
and I'm talking about my in-law niece. My niece, I done bought her. Was born in the same